maybe I'll start out by just thanking everybody for sort of who have gotten us there. I want to thank my daughter Margot. Speaking in front of a live audience is, of course, stressful, and over the past couple of years, I've had the luxury of just talking to a camera and pretending nobody was listening. She gave me one of her fidgets, which sort of distracts my nervous energy as I talk. Unfortunately, it's Bowser from Mario, and I feel like Luigi would have been more appropriate for this setting. My name's Jeff Cox. I'm the Senior Engineering Director of the Core Dev Services Organization at Google, which includes the Bazel project. Super excited to be here, to have you all here in person. I'm really looking forward to a great conference, but I wanted to kind of start off with some initial remarks. In past keynotes, I've mostly focused on talking about what we've done and what we're going to do, right? The highlights, the lowlights, the lessons learned, and the plans for the next year. But given the state of the tech industry, concerns folks have about sharpening focus, companies undergoing layoffs, there's a fair amount of nervousness about what tech is going to do and how it's going to continue to invest in key areas. And the thing I want you all to leave this keynote with is confidence that Google is 100% behind Bazel and is going to keep working on it into the future. So despite what's happened in tech overall, Google has invested more and more resources in Bazel, whether that's engineering, DevRel. Jason, where'd you go? You're out there somewhere. Thank you. Yes, we have an amazing DevRel person. We hired Radhika on PM. We have a full-time G-Tech group handling PR requests. So our trajectory has been very up. And that's going to continue. So I want you to have some confidence in that. But I also don't want you to just take my word for that. There are sound reasons why Google cares about the success of Bazel and is committed to Bazel. Not just for us, but for all of you. And one of the key reasons is that we use Bazel. Like, we heavily rely on Bazel. We use it every day. We have major open source projects like TensorFlow that have been using it for years and continue to use it. We are moving major open source projects like the Android platform and Fuchsia. We're in conversations with other key projects as well. This trend line will continue, and the long-term goal is to have Bazel be the single way that Google builds its software. Another key reason that you can expect us to continue to invest in Bazel is Google cares a lot about the success of the broader developer community. For instance, the more success that developers have in building and shipping applications that make use of Google's various software platforms, whether that's Android or Chrome or GCP or Firebase or our Ads and Maps SDKs, the more success that creates for the platforms themselves. This is one reason why Google continues to invest significantly in a variety of externally facing developer tools and services for millions of developers. Bazel is an important part of this story because an increasing number of teams are using Bazel to build and ship software for some of these platforms like Android. Finally, and perhaps more importantly, and this is, I think, one of the reasons why I was so excited to have us start this journey back in 2014, Google really stands to benefit from having a thriving Bazel ecosystem. Before Bazel was open sourced, and I think many of you in the audience remember the days of back when, every time we wanted to have some new tool or service or plugin or product that worked with Bazel, Google had to build it itself because it was a closed ecosystem. It was entirely within Google. Now that Bazel is open source, Google benefits from the community's investment in its ecosystem of tools and services, both in our ability to adopt these tools and services ourselves and for the external developers that we care about to do the same. And it bears emphasizing that Bazel would not be where it is today without the community's help. So this is really something we want to double down on. So to that last point, in order for the Bazel ecosystem to continue to grow through sustained community investment, we as Google need to increasingly share ownership of this ecosystem with all of you. We've made good progress over the past year with the transition of the Slack administration to the community. We've also been encouraged to see the number of rule sets owned and supported by the community continue to grow. To further advance community rule sets and plugins ownership, we have launched 2 special interest groups, one for the Bazel IntelliJ plugin and another for Android app development. We also actively participate in the community-driven rules author SIG and collaborate with authors to evolve the rule set ecosystem. I'm going to pause because this picture, I just think this picture is kind of cool. And it was something that I came up with, and the GDS folks did an amazing job of basically trying to realize it. But I started with a set of, it's basically like the Earth where you get these cutaways. But the vision, which I think is fairly sort of intuitive to understand, is that where we want to end up with Bazel is where Google is invested heavily in the core and its extensible APIs, and the ecosystem around it is really owned and supported by the community. And the ecosystem becomes much bigger than the core, which hopefully this picture gives you a sense of. So this is like the long-term vision goal where we want to get. So as we move forward to this shared ownership model, know that Google itself will continue to invest significant effort in making Bazel even better. As proof of this, let me walk you through some of our biggest highlights over the past year, as well as some important lessons learned. One of our bigger announcements at 2020's BazelCon was the arrival of long-term support releases. The LTS model has proven to be tremendously beneficial to our users, and as it provides stable releases while delivering regular usability, functionality, and reliability improvements. This year, we have delivered LTS major version 5.0, released backwards compatible versions 5.1, 2, and 3, released security hotfixes for older LTS versions, and have announced the impending release of LTS version 6, thus maintaining a healthy cadence of LTS releases throughout the year. To make Bazel even easier to use, our tech writing team, who is awesome, by the way, and I think there are some folks here as well, which you'll get a chance to meet, launched a brand new Bazel website. The website has a whole new look and feel, making it easier to discover and explore its content. We also published an updated roadmap to share our plans with the community for more transparency. Going into 2023, we plan to address our remaining top content issues, add additional working examples to make Bazel easier to learn, and partner with the community to further improve Bazel documentation. This year, we also delivered on BZL mod and the Bazel Central Registry. With the imminent launch of Bazel 6.0, BZL mod will reach general availability. We also launched the Bazel Central Registry, which is now available for community use and contributions. I want to give special thanks to the Bazel community for their active involvement in both of these efforts, without of which this would not have been possible. Going forward, we have ambitious plans for both BZL mod and the BCR, as a central repository of curated modules is a crucial part of any build system. You can learn more about our plans at the BZL mod Birds of a Feather session coming up. Jason, this is like a particular shout out to you, so here you are. Go Jason. No, seriously, it's like you don't really know what you're missing until you have it, and you're like, how did we even do this before? So, and that's also true for Radhika as well, our PM, so thank you, Radhika. Yeah, you see, like the team is growing, which is a good thing. Okay, so recognizing that there has been a lack of good outbound communication to the community, we recruited Jason to be our DevRel lead for Bazel. Jason had the brilliant idea of setting up a community updates program, which hopefully you all have seen, which is a monthly live stream covering a variety of different Bazel topics where attendees are encouraged to ask questions and engage in the conversation. Viewership has been really strong, but I think what's even been cooler is that the forum has given the community a chance to present on their own ideas and technologies, everything from Bazel tooling like Bazel, deep dives into specific rule sets like Node.js, and even user stories like Bazel at scale for surgical robots, which is just, I never thought when we started this that this would be something that would happen, and this would be a thing that Bazel was used for, but it's just one of the things that makes this so cool. Like every year, we want to reflect on things that could have gone better. We know that we need to provide more timely feedback on pull requests, better disambiguate rule ownership, and make it easier for the community to directly contribute to the Bazel documentation. So let me close with giving you a brief overview of our 2023 plans for Bazel. Next year, we will be shipping the Bazel 7.0 LTS release. This release will encompass some of the most important features the community users have been asking for, such as the move of the Java and C++ rule sets to Starlark as promised in BazelCon 2021. This release will also contain significant improvements to BZL mod, which will be enabled by default for the first time. Beyond 7.0, you should expect us to continue to maintain a healthy release or cadence of LTS releases with more visibility than ever before. Android app support also continues to be a priority for us as well. This year, we added support for R8 and NDK libraries, which are both high priority feature requests. Next year, we will provide robust CLI build and test support for Android app development and partner with the community to drive the overall Android app development roadmap. Finally, I know that many of you are concerned about the security of your software supply chains. Certainly, this has been something that inside Google there's been a huge amount of attention on given sort of the recent events like Log4j. You also want to be able to know what software you depend on and to be able to comply with upcoming US governmental regulations. As a part of Google's overall goal of improving software supply chain security, we will soon be launching new capabilities to produce accurate software bills of materials for products that you build with Bazel. Tomorrow you will hear about how we are using these tools to deliver an SBOM for Bazel itself and about the roadmap for how Bazel users can produce SBOMs for their own products. With that, I want to thank you all again for coming and being here in person. I'm looking forward to meeting you all in person as well, to watching some of the talks. I really want to give a shout out and a thanks to all the folks who made this possible. I sort of have the luxury of being able to show up, give the keynote, get a bunch of applause, hopefully, and leave. But this has been like months of work to get to this point, let alone the amazing sculpture we have over here as well. So thank you all, and I hope you have a great conference.